or selling Las Vegas real estate info you need to know. This video is all about that. This is what my channel really is all about. I am all about houses, and especially you. That is the statement I want to make, folks, because look, if you're coming to Las Vegas, you're moving here to Las Vegas, it's tough to find somebody who's really going to care about you and what decisions that you're making and how they affect your future. Buying a house is a very big part of that, and I understand that very well. I've been doing this a long time, so I want to make that statement right up front, and I want to let you know that's what this video and all of my videos are all about. So if you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, you need to get a hold of me. You can do that anytime. I don't really care how you get a hold of me, whether it's texting me, emailing me, calling me, throw a rock through my window with a note tied around it. I don't care how you get a hold of me. Just do that when you are ready. Folks, I got some great information for you, and it's going to come up right on the other side. Hey, thanks for sticking with me, everybody. I am Rob Howe with Elite Realty. I'm all about houses and you, as I've said. And one thing I will mention before I move on is it would be a total waste of your time to look for how to subscribe to this channel. I've made it very difficult to like this video or to comment on it or to subscribe to it at all. So I wouldn't bother doing that. It's going to be a waste of your time. But let me jump right into the numbers here, folks. Last month's numbers, September to October. I make predictions every month as far as what's going to happen. And based on my information, I want to let you know what I got right and wrong. I go over this also in my Robnostication video, but today I'm going to jump into it because I have the numbers. I happen to have them. Let's see. We got only 1,821 single-family properties were sold last month. That is down 10.3%. As I've been saying, inventory is heading up and buying activity is heading down. That's the traditional time of year, and it's taking place right before our eyes. But here's some good news. Median price came in at $450, which means it basically stayed exactly flat. Now, I did say that on my Robnostication that this was a difficult one to call because there's been so low volume that the changes can be, it can be pretty drastic. Like the month of August went up by nearly $10,000. I think over $9,000. So that's a big movement to have had that happen. But that was because there's not a lot. So the pricing can really get affected quickly. That median price can get affected. So this month, $450. I thought it might jump up about $3,000 to $5,000. So I didn't get that right. But this is good. This is good for sellers. It's positive news. If you're a seller, you got to know that, hey, the sky is not falling just yet. You price your property right. There are buyers out there that are looking for that property. Who are those buyers? They're mostly buyers coming from out of state. So if you're watching this video and you're coming from out of state, well, you're who I'm talking about. Now, one thing I'm going to point out here is that the condo and townhomes finally started going up in inventory, plus 5.5%. I hadn't really been dissecting into those categories for condo and townhouse, but it's something that I would note because really the median price for those has been very strong, and it stayed flat as well. It had been going up even when the single-family residence was going down because people are looking in lower price ranges to purchase their properties. That's where they can afford things, right? Look, the interest rates, which I believe are gonna, I'm gonna save this for my Robnostication to make it official, but they're gonna hit 8%, and for some people, they're already getting quoted 8%, depending on their financial situation. Because we're at over 7.5% already. I think they're going to go up even if just the bond market dictates that. So, that's what people are looking at. That's why it's going to be very important to get buy downs paid for by the sellers. That's why the new home builders are so proactive about this and have been doing well, because they're offering people incentives in the way of those rate buy downs. They're not always offering much else, but if you're getting into a home at yesterday's rate at 5.5 or something, or even around 6, that's much better than 7.5 or 8, right? Number of new listings actually went down. 2448 new units on the market in the last month. But here's the thing, folks, that some of these properties are sticking around too. If you're overpriced, so on and so forth, it's sticking around. So the inventory, let's look at what's available there, is at 4,066 units. That's plus 4.8%. That's what we're going to be continuing to see, is more inventory. And by the way, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video, because I've got the weekly numbers for you as well, which I like to give out. Again, if you're looking to buy or sell, you need to know what's happening, the best numbers possible to help you make your decisions, whether it's to sell or buy. All right, so here we go. 2.2 months of supply. It's exactly what I said it would be. I said at least 2.1, 2.2. All right, 2.2 months of supply. That's exactly what I thought would happen. Time on market, 30 days or less. 68% exactly of closings were 30 days or less on the market. This represents well-priced properties, and that's what's selling, folks. You price your property well, you maybe even offer an incentive depending on your situation, and if it's a nice home in a nice area, certainly it's going to sell. It will sell. It will. There are buyers coming to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is bucking the trend that I would say is happening in some areas of the country, and going to be tougher in some of those areas of the country to sell homes, okay? Something I wanted to jump to as well is that condos and townhomes went to 1.9 months of supply. That's a big jump, plus 22.5% from the month prior. That's a big jump. That's a bigger jump than I would have thought for condos and townhomes. That tells me that people are really, hitting a precipice. They're hitting a point where they cannot afford what's happening, especially those FHA buyers who, when your credit isn't perfect, you're getting dinged and having to pay the higher interest rate. Maybe you don't have as much to put down. Look, cash buyers are happy to come in the market and purchase right now. Cash is actually buying a lot of property right now, a good percentage of it. So folks, if you are a doomsdayer and rooting for the crash, well, you're going to have to root for it, I think, elsewhere in the country. Maybe not Vegas. Vegas, again, will stay strong overall. Rooting for bad things to happen, I get it. I totally get it. I'd like to pick up a few investment properties at a real good price myself, but I'm not going to root for the bad stuff to happen. I do think that there are some things that should happen. Like, economically, it just makes sense that you're going to have some, pain ahead. I've kind of been talking about that a little bit. But listen, people are coming to Las Vegas, and like you, if you're watching this, you're coming to Las Vegas because Las Vegas represents a soft landing spot where no matter what happens, you're going to feel comfortable. That's what's happening, folks. All right? The people in Las Vegas are not the ones selling a house and then going over and buying a house all that often. They're doing it, but very little. Certainly down by a lot. Like way, way, way less than usual. I'm going to jump into the 7-day market report real quick. This is going to give you what's on the market, how many properties on the market, total luxury homes. I've been tracking those. You'll want to hear what's happening with luxury and what's showing up on the market in the last 7 days, what's gone off the market in the last 7 days, and a couple other little extras in there. All right, total on market, we have 5907 this week that is total on market. This is an upward trend, no doubt about it. The last time I gave you that number, which was last week, was 5760. Okay, so quite a jump. We're making jumps on that total on market number every week. Last week I didn't give these numbers, but I'm going to give the numbers I gave the 2 weeks ago. Okay, so new listings back on market and coming soon to market properties are 1,057. 2 weeks ago it was 991. Again, an upward trend in listings coming on the market. Okay, not by a whole lot, but by enough to say there's an upward trend, and this has been happening pretty much every week. Under contract show, under contract no show, and contingent upon sale, that adds up to 640 properties. This is important to know. What's going away? What properties are going away from you if you're a buyer? What's going into escrow if you're a seller? You want to know who's selling what, right? Well, 640 this week. 2 weeks ago, it was 677. A downtrend on what's going in escrow. That's what I've been saying. Properties are staying on longer. So even if we don't have as much coming on, we're still seeing the inventory stay there because not as much is going off. Now, how many were sold? 2 weeks ago, it was 579. This week, it is 566. So staying relatively stable, but not going up. All right, that's important to know. Something else I'm going to tell you about here is the price decreases. 603 price decreases out there. Price decreases are popular, but it's kind of strange because 1 week we had very few. A few weeks ago, we had very few price increases, which would indicate sellers understand they can't really ask for more for their property. They can't go increasing their price. Well, this week it was 120, which is like, why, people? Why? Why are you raising your price right now? All right, I guess some people do that, but whatever. Whatever that means, I don't really know. But hey, that's how people want to do it sometimes. Now, I've been adding this into the update here, and that is luxury homes. The last 2 weeks, luxury homes were at 677. This is the third week in a row it's at 677. That is wild to me that they are staying exactly the same. Luxury has been really consistently staying the same. I don't know why, but starting to make me think I need to check how I'm looking them up. But I'm sure that's not it. I'm pretty sure I'm looking them up right. But it's 3 weeks in a row at 677 tells you that not a lot's going off, not a lot's going on in the luxury market. So anyway, folks, that is the update for this week. Again, I'm Rob Howe. I'm all about houses and you. And now you know how to buy or sell a home in Las Vegas, Nevada. I hope you subscribe to this channel. If you can find where I've put the subscription button, I know it's a pain. I still hope you actually take a second to go find where I've hidden the subscribe button at, and maybe even where I've hidden the like button at on this channel. If you have anything to say, I'd love to hear it in the comments section. I always answer when people talk to me. So there's only one last thing I need from you folks, and that's for you to have a great week. Hey, I got some more podcasts coming up. Check those out. I'm going to be putting some more cool videos up, some live podcasts on my Facebook. If you're not on my personal page, you're probably not seeing my lives, but I'm going to repost them on YouTube so you can watch those at your leisure. Hey, folks, see you on the next one.